First things first. Yesterday, I did a whole videotape talking about an actor that I just loved. And I called him the wrong name throughout. The cat's name is Wood Harris. Avon Barksdale, Ace Boogie, Wood Harris. I called him Ed Wood. And I think there is an actor named Ed Wood. I don't know, but I don't know what's wrong with me. But let me tell you what. Wait a minute. I think that thing ain't clean. I'm sick of myself. And I'm sick of just about everybody I know. I'm sick of my hair. Look at that. I should get a hat or something. Where's my hat? I can't take it. I'll be right back. I'm back with a hat, and I feel so much better. How about that? It was my Dr. Seuss moment. Can I show you something? I meant to show you this the other day when I went to my symposium on money and economics and stuff. The thing that struck my fancy, oddly enough, me not being a very girly girl. Look at that hair just, well, what do you want to do? Just doing anything. There were some ladies selling jewelry. And you know, I don't wear much jewelry, but every once in a while. But look what I got. I don't know if you can see that or if it's backwards, because when I look at it, it just says E. And I put it on my ring finger. I used to wear his wedding ring on a bracelet in an arm, and I swung like that outside. It's got to be out there somewhere. And the bracelet broke and the ring flew, and I've been looking for it for 3 years. Every time I go out there, every once in a while I go out there, look, but you know, I guess so I got to get over that, because that ain't helping nothing. Ain't nothing helping nothing. You know, the theme for today is not today. You know, if it's difficult, complicated, meaningful, I ain't doing it today, because I am not in the right frame of mind. Yesterday, I had a whole bunch of clowns just crawl out of a clown car and just run about my house. It was one ludicrous circumstance after another. And if you were part of the clown car, you ought to stop it, and you know who you are. Even though I got out of that habit of reading people. Now, there's 2 ways to read people. I can read people fairly well because I had a mother. Her name was Tony Toller. Someone told me I should always have my book so I can do. But Tony told me she could read the living daylights out of people. This is a book I wrote, but it's not the right one. It is called My Mother's Rules. And I got 43 rules in it. I remember one person commented, what kind of book has 43 rules? What kind of life doesn't need at least 43 rules? You know, if it's going to be 10 easy rules, it's not helpful. But anyway, she read people so well. This is what this person's feeling. This is what that person's feeling. This is what that person's feeling. And that enables you to function with them and deal with them better. Now, of course, I understand. I just told you this after I told you I had a raggedy day yesterday, but ain't nobody perfect. And yeah, I said ain't. Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah, you can tell I'm cranky. If you don't stop that, 9 plus. So anyway, but she could read people, and I can read people better because in the book I talk about what you look for, and the person you got to read first is you. Because I read me all day long, because I never know who's going to show up on any particular day. a lot of caverns in your brain, and you never know what road you're traveling down. And sometimes you don't figure out until there's a problem. And then it's too late to adjust your mood. But anyway, bathroom mirror mandate. That's the rule, the first rule. You got to know where your head is before your feet leave the door. My foot neither foot has left the door in a couple of days, which is probably another problem I got. But I'm having so much problems telephonically. I cannot believe, I can't imagine having personal contact with folk. But anyway, I got out of the habit of reading people, because I could read you. Like, if I was mad at you, 20s, 30s, I used to curse intersyllabically. I could put a FU in between two syllables of a word and keep it going, curse at you. Oh, I was awful. And I go just for the job. Wouldn't get loud, wouldn't get crazy. Let me tell you something about yourself. If you're not and I have written some of the most dignified FU letters that I have ever, and I read them over and over, and I would read them over. Look how tacky this shirt is. I would read them over and over again. So I didn't sound angry, but I got the pain, I got the hurt. Shoom! Oh, I was good at it. Got a lot of that from Daddy. Daddy was like, he was cool until he wasn't cool, and then when it wasn't cool, it really wasn't cool. You did not mess with my dad. Ooh-wee. But anywho. But I used to read people all the time. And once I read you, there wasn't no talking to me no more. Although I read this one guy once that I was working with. Oh, that was one of my worst reads ever. And he didn't talk to me for 2 days. And I called him, and I didn't read him again, but I told him why he should have called me after I read him, because of the particular nature of our circumstance of conversation. It was a business read. Still shouldn't have done it. It was effective, but I still shouldn't have done it. And my husband was there, and he was just kind of like, oh, I could see his face. He was looking like, man, I'm glad I'm not that guy. I never read Eric, though. Did I? Yeah, once. When we were having a big argument 20 years ago. I got mad, and I stood on top of the bed because he's so tall. I was just a yelling. But I don't do that no more. It's off the table. It's not mature. It's not next level. So I try not to read. I try to read people, but don't read them if they say something I don't like. So I'm going to spend all day not answering the phone. I like to put that out there. You know what I mean? When you ain't feeling right, I like to let folk know. I like to let me know. So I know. Don't be making no phone calls. In fact, I'm going to get some tape and put it around my phone that says no. Because I am not fit for human consumption. I always feel better when I come here. I was hot as a firecracker when I sat down. Now I just don't care. Oh, and the picture. This was me. I got a power tool. I had no sense. And I was using my power tool. It's not plugged in, so it won't turn on. But I like it. But somebody told me correctly that I should have glasses. And I was using my regular glasses. That don't work. You need safety goggles. And I didn't feel like safety goggles. And as I always typically am, I was on Amazon. And I saw children's. I wanted to buy something cheap because you know how I am. And I saw children's scuba gear. And I put it on. Well, I should have taken the hat off first, but anyway. Well, that was difficult. Like this, right? If anybody ever breaks in my house, I'm going to come to the door. Whew. Made me dizzy. I can't get breathing into carbon monoxide. It's stuck and you can't, it's all right. I'm going to come to the door like this with a power tool and see what they do. I hope nobody comes. Well, anyway. I was using it yesterday. I thought my son was going to pass out. He laughed so hard. And it's really ridiculous because now I can't breathe. I can't see, but I can breathe out if I breathe out my nose, but I keep forgetting it now. But I got them. They were cheap and they were children's size. And the thing about me is I got a child size head, which makes everything cheaper for my head. I'd offer advice to you, but I don't think it would be rational. Taking advice from somebody who's in my condition. And there's my hair again. Yeah, I'll try to have a good day. Do I have a joke? Nope, I ain't got no joke. I know that was an abrupt end, but I did tell a joke and it was so bad I was too embarrassed to leave it on there. So I stopped filming and reminded myself to say subscribe and hit notify. Bye.